Good morning, gang. Happy Thursday morning. So, as we plod along through a week and bust our ass and do everything to make the pittance that we're all allowed, and wherever our work goes to, pay the exorbitant fees under Biden inflation, we get to take a look at the latest bit of stupidity coming out of this White House. Now, it's tax season, and for those people that got refunds, chances are, or expecting refunds at least, chances are you've already filed your taxes and maybe you've already received your tax refund. For those people that have to pay taxes, chances are they're doing or have done their taxes and are sitting on their tax returns waiting another month before giving Joe more money to go piss away. Well, today's an interesting day. Today is the day that the White House is going to send its budget its 2023 budget to Congress for, as they hope, approval. It's dead on arrival. I want to tell you a couple of things that the administration is planning on doing to you. Sorry, trying to morning, typical. Okay, get my voice get going. We've heard many times about Joe saying, "I just want the rich to pay their fair share. These taxes are only going to be on people making over $400,000, all that sort of stuff," right? Okay, yeah. The continuous lie. The Republicans want to cut Medicare and Social Security. No. Okay. I want to give you what Joe is actually proposing that we do to pay for his war in Ukraine or anything else. You might find this interesting. First one Joe wants to do, all right, he wants to raise the tax bracket on the largest earners, people that make over $540,000. I think it's $539,901. Wants to raise their tax rate from 37% to 39.6%. And people go, okay, let the rich pay their fair share. The problem is that rich person is probably your boss, okay, or is the company that you work for. Guess what happens when they have to pay more money? You get less. Either prices go up or the employees get less. Good plan, Joe. Okay. Joe also wants to go back to the Obama idiocy of that Trump fixed of raising the corporate tax rate from 21% back to 28%. Okay, that's raising taxes 33%, guys. That's a 1/3 tax hike. 7% on 21 is 1/3. Okay. What happens when companies pay more taxes? They raise prices, or they lay off workers. Hey, that's exactly what we need in this economy. Less people working, shut up, Jerome Powell, and things to cost more. Okay, Powell keeps saying he wants to get unemployment higher so it'll bring inflation down, right? Okay, I'm sorry, you start raising taxes, what does that do? That increases employment and increases inflation. Not exactly a good idea. Okay, so you'll pay more at the store. Now, let's go into how this could really affect you closer to home. Joe wants to raise the capital gains tax rate. Okay, and so just so you guys have an understanding, if you buy a stock, buy a car in some states, it could be much anything. So, depending, if you own a house only for a short amount of time, you got to pay capital gains tax. All right, let's say you bought, I don't know, pick something. Apple stock, I don't even know what the hell the price of it is, but let's just say it's $400 a share. I have no idea because I don't follow it. and you sell it for $450 a share. Okay, you made $50. You got to pay taxes on that $50. Okay, Joe wants to raise that from 20% to nearly 40%. So I want you to think about this. You take all the risk in my hypothetical example of buying a stock at $400. You take all the risk of that stock going to 300, 200, 100, yada, yada. Think of Bitcoin, 60,000, 50, 40, 30, 20, okay, losing all that money. You take all the risk because you can only write off $3,000 in tax losses, okay, in capital losses a year. So you take all the risk of losing money. But if that stock goes from 40 or 400 to 450, Joe wants to keep $20 of your $50 of profits. Okay? So you take all the risk and you get 3/5 of the reward. Now, you know me and my thoughts on property taxes, okay? I agree that we all should be paying something in the way of taxes. I like having roads. I like having street lights. I like having a fire department or a police department or whatever around. Schools, as incompetent as public schools are. That's what property taxes go for. No problem. Income tax should go for things like the military. All right? That's pretty much it. All right? Social Security is self-funding. Okay? We all paid into it. We all are supposed to get our money out. They just pissed it away. Medicare is supposed to be self-funding. It would be if they stopped paying charging $15 for an aspirin instead of 5 cents. We'd be okay. All right? You know, here's an idea, Joe. You want to do something about getting medical costs down? Stop with all the stupid lawsuits and people. They were awarded $1 billion because somebody spilled hot coffee in their lap or whatever it is. You know, granted, okay, they took out the wrong kidney, cut off the wrong leg or something like that. I'm not saying something like that ain't worth $1 billion. But yeah, there should be people held accountable for that. Just saying, I'm not going to get too deep in the weeds on this one. Right. But there's the deal. So they're going to raise it on you and me. Anything that you buy or sell for a profit, you're going to have to pay a 40% tax on under Joe's budget, like I said, which has no chance in hell of going through a Republican Congress. But here's the big one, okay, that's also going to come out today. Joe wants to raise taxes, and everything like that. Make you and me, Joe Little guy, pay more money to the government. You know what else he's going to do today? He's also pitching for a 5.2% raise for all federal employees, the biggest raise since Jimmy Carter. So his idea is to steal from all the capitalists and then give more money to all the socialists, all his minions. Now, I know some of you guys are government employees and things like that. I'm not saying everybody is a Joe follower who works for the government. But the government, those of you that do, will definitely agree with this. The federal government has way too many employees, okay? A lot of which do absolutely nothing except collect a paycheck. Think Pete Buttigieg, okay? He does absolutely nothing and collects a paycheck. Big one at that. You want to give the people that work in the federal government a pay raise? Hey, I'm all for people getting a pay raise. I'm all for getting rid of the people that don't do any work as well. You know, it's amazing that we can't give the railroad workers a pay raise, and then we have all the problems. We had 3 derailments yesterday. Can't give them a pay raise, but we can give Joe Pencil, paper pusher in Washington working for the Disinformation Bureau or whatever other bullshit one they're trying to come up, some czar of something, hey, let's create some sort of new government entity to infringe on people's rights. We can pay them more money. The people who actually do the work that create the money, we can't pay them. This is exactly where we're going. This is what we are fighting against, guys. Bloated government, government getting too big, government stealing from the poor and giving to the rich. Okay? That's exactly what. Go look at what a lot of government employees make. I guarantee they make more than you do. Okay? You know, you don't hear a whole lot of government employees going, I can't pay the mortgage this month. But the guy that works at Walmart or the dollar store, this day and age, the car salesman, the realtor, whatever it was, the people that actually are the catalyst to the engine that is the U.S. economy, they're struggling. The people that are destroying the U.S. economy and work for that entity, they're the ones that are getting rich. There's something inherently wrong with that. And that should tell you right there the difference between capitalism and socialism and why this is a battle between good and evil. Why we have to get rid of this administration. I thank God we have a GOP Congress, and they better not pass anything that's in Biden's budget. None of these tax hikes, none of these pay raises, none of this bullshit, okay? If there is, there needs to be fire and brimstone, pitchforks and torches in the street, because this is the time where you need to be trying to build the economy, not destroy it. Pinball out.